The things I survived could save someone else. My story begins late one night when the world around me felt quiet, heavy, and lonely. I was scrolling through a private online forum where people anonymously poured out their fears, their secrets, and the parts of themselves they believed no one in their real lives would understand. I wasn't looking for anything. I just wanted to escape the noise of reality for a little while. Then a message appeared. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't romantic. It was simple, but unsettling in how intimately it was written. Your words, they hit me. I think I understand you in a way no one else does. My breath caught. Something about it felt personal. Too personal. I hesitated, but curiosity tugged at me. I replied, just once, thinking that would be the end of it. But that single reply opened a door I had no idea I was stepping through. He responded instantly, and his words flowed with a kind of gentleness and insight that made me wonder if he could see straight into my soul. He asked questions no one had ever asked me, questions that made me reflect, dig deep, and open up in ways I never had before. His empathy felt real. His understanding felt warm. And the way he listened, it felt like finally being seen after years of invisibility. Hours passed like minutes. Night faded into morning, and even though I barely knew him, I felt a pull toward him, something emotional, something addictive. Every message from him made my heart beat faster. It wasn't love, not yet, but it felt like the beginning of something powerful. And yet small things didn't add up. He avoided video calls. He dodged personal questions. His stories sometimes contradicted each other, and sometimes he disappeared without explanation, only to return with long paragraphs that felt rehearsed. The signs were there, blinking quietly like distant warning lights. But I ignored them. Why? Because he made me feel valued. Because he made me feel special. Because after years of feeling overlooked, unwanted, or misunderstood, his attention felt like sunlight on frozen skin. And when you're starved for warmth, you don't question the source of the fire. You just lean closer. I shared secrets I had never shared before. Private fears, childhood memories, personal insecurities. I didn't realize I was giving him pieces of me he could one day use against me. Slowly, his tone shifted. Messages became more possessive. He asked where I was, who I talked to, what I was doing. At first, it felt flattering, like someone genuinely cared. But then came the requests. Small ones at first, then more intimate, more demanding. Photos, private moments, details about my life no one should know unless I chose to share them freely. When I hesitated, he made me feel guilty. When I delayed, he became cold. When I refused, he began to pressure me, softly at first, then with sharper words, veiled threats, and emotional manipulation. He told me no one else would understand me the way he did. He told me my friends didn't care. He told me my family judged me. And somehow, I believed him. Isolation crept in quietly. I started withdrawing from the people who genuinely loved me because he had convinced me that they didn't deserve access to my heart. My world became smaller, darker, and centered around him. Then I noticed something terrifying. I began receiving messages from accounts I didn't recognize. Comments appeared under my posts that I hadn't written. People I didn't know started following me everywhere online. The more I tried to distance myself from him, the more these strange profiles appeared. It wasn't just him. There was a group, people who knew things about me, things only he should have known. It felt coordinated, deliberate, like a digital net tightening around me. The night everything collapsed, I received a message that shattered me completely. Do what I say, or the world will know everything. Everything. Every secret. Every photo. Every confession I had whispered into what I thought was a safe connection. My chest tightened. My vision blurred. I felt like I was drowning, but there was no water. Just fear, shame, and panic crashing over me relentlessly. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Every sound in my house felt like a threat. Every vibration of my phone felt like an explosion inside my chest. I had given him too much power, and now he was using it to control me. Every message he sent felt like a knife disguised as affection, sharp, cold, cutting into the last pieces of my sanity. He had turned love into fear. He had turned trust into a weapon. And I felt trapped, alone, and terrified. But even in fear, something inside me fought back. A small voice telling me I wasn't weak, that I didn't deserve this, that I needed help. I reached out to someone I trusted, a person outside his reach, someone who knew nothing about him or the situation. Slowly, painfully, they helped me untangle the knots he had tied around my mind. They reminded me of who I was before he found me. They reminded me that real love doesn't isolate, doesn't threaten, doesn't cage. Step by step, I pulled myself out of the darkness. I blocked him, shut down accounts, and rebuilt my digital walls. It wasn't easy. The guilt lingered. The shame whispered. The fear followed me like a shadow. But I kept going. And with time, the voice he once controlled became my own again. I learned that intuition is powerful. When something feels wrong, it usually is. I learned that not all love is safe. Some love is an illusion crafted to manipulate your heart. I learned that isolation is one of the most dangerous weapons someone can use against you. I learned to guard my privacy fiercely, to understand that once certain things are given away, they can never be taken back. But most importantly, I learned that my life, my safety, my peace, my heart, is more valuable than any connection that comes wrapped in danger. Love can be beautiful. It can be breathtaking. But love that demands your fear is not love at all. And sometimes the person who seems like your safest place becomes the storm you never saw coming. The storm you never saw coming.